This is an Insane Cast production. You're listening to Thanks for Watching the All Movies Podcast. With your cast, Beth, DJ, Jimmy, and Adrian. And now, thanks for watching.
And welcome to Podcast Thanks for Watching, episode 1809. Yay!
Woo!
Hey guys, I'm DJ.
Hello.
Hello. And way up north is...
Way up north, like in Canada.
Like, yeah.
I'm in like the middle of the state, dude.
That's true.
That's way up north because we're like way at the bottom.
We're like at Mexico, right?
You are like the feet of the state. I'm like the belly button of the state.
We're like the ankle right now.
Oh, there you go.
True. Yeah.
We're not quite the sole.
That's right.
Maybe we're toe jam.
Toe jam. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
It's Beth.
That was easy.
Hi, my name's Jimmy, and I'm an addict.
Oh my
to
goodness.
podcasting.
We were podcast addicts. Hey, I think there's a company called Podcast Addicts, so let's not talk about that.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Oh my goodness. So hey, this is Thanks for Watching. We have a phone number that you can text or leave a voicemail message. Go for it.
You'll never get an answer from the number. It's 512-podcast. That's 512
763-2278.
Oh, you guys and
that
your
are
numbers.
alphanumerically challenged.
That's right. We also have the website www.tfwmovies.com.
Good job.
Thank you.
Or you can email us at shoutout@tfwmovies.com. That's SHOUTOUT at TFWMOVIES.com.
That's
Wow.
right. And then you can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on Facebook.
The
Instagrams. And we post a lot of stuff on the Instagrams, just so you know.
It's true.
So Instagrams, all those do the @ symbol. Or what is it, ampersand? What is
That's
that
the
thing?
and one. It's just @
Oh, you're right. So it's just @ You're right. That's not the and one. So @ TFW Movies.
That's right.
Right.
Ta-da.
That makes it easy.
Sure does. Makes it super easy. So we have a few movies to talk about. We're going to talk a little bit about Isle of Dogs.
Oddly enough, talking about movies.
That's right. We like movies. That's what we do. That's why we're doing this. That's right. We're
If
going
you
to talk
don't like
about
movies, you might not want to. I'm not saying don't listen to the podcast, but you might be looking for something that you're not going to get if you don't like movies.
Yeah, if you don't like movies, how did you get onto this podcast? That's what I want to know. That's
and
weird.
how do we get more people like you on this podcast?
Because
by the time we're done with you, you will be watching movies that you'll drink the Kool-Aid. You will. You'll be there.
That's
you
right.
will.
You're going to love it.
It's just going to happen.
Do it. That's right. We're going to talk about Ready Player One. So if you're a gamer and you like movies, you're going to want to watch this one.
Even if you're not a gamer,
that's true.
You're going to like this movie.
If you were born and raised in the 80s, in the 70s, you're going to love that film. Trust me.
Like Tron?
Or even in the 90s.
Even in the 90s,
everything's there. It's so awesome.
There's so much pop culture, it's not even funny. But we'll get into that later. We're going to talk a little bit about Tyler Perry's Acrimony.
Oh.
Whoa. That one was interesting. I'll talk a little bit about that, too. Beth, are we talking about anything else?
I guess not. You guys already talked about Pacific Rim, which I saw this week, and saw something else.
Saw it again last night.
The Wrinkle in Time.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that, too. I know I'm behind you guys. I'm sorry, but I got to leave the house this week, so...
Yay!
I want to hear what you have to say about Wrinkle in Time.
Me too.
Okay.
Me too. So we'll put that in as well. So let's get started, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we want to start with Wrinkle in Time?
Well, it's the oldest one we're going to talk about, so perhaps...
There you go.
For chronological reasons, we ought.
And wrinkly reasons.
Yes, definitely wrinkly reasons.
Let's iron out this program.
That's right. Tell us.
About halfway through the movie, I did start referring to the movie in my head as Giant Oprah and the Lettuce Lady, but
oh no!
I mean, it's a good movie. They definitely could have explained some things a little bit better. There's a lot that's different from the book, but it's still a good story and it's interesting. There is, I hear you clacking.
Yeah,
that's what it was like on the old podcast when I used to just like be typing for days, and you're like, we can hear Beth typing.
Yeah, that's what it is. Well, I'm writing it in the notes so I remember what we talked about.
So if you are Giant Oprah deficient, definitely go see this movie. There's a lot of Giant Oprah.
Oh, she's giant all the way through it.
I have to say, I thought the costuming was pretty amazing. For all of the misses, I thought it was pretty great. Although, if I personally were in charge of costuming and I had to put Mindy Kaling in something crazy while she's running for like 15 consecutive shots of running with CG flowers, I probably would have given her something she could actually run in instead of like those tiny little steps that she was trying to. But that's just me personally.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. I'm going to have to see it again, but it was good.
So what did you think of Zach Galifianakis?
I thought he was funny. I thought he was kind of a throwaway. I mean, obviously everything that you saw in the trailer was pretty much what he did. That's not bad. I'm not saying a good cameo is bad. I'm just like, I wish they'd done a little bit more with Happy Medium, but that's just me.
I liked Happy Medium. They should have done more.
Yeah, I think they could have developed that a little bit more out front,
right?
Or like bring him in as a memory or one of those kinds of things.
Right. Well, in the book they do more of the world building that we kind of had to just skim through in the movie because it's like a minute and 40 or an hour and 45 minutes. So they had to get rid of a lot of exposition that nobody actually likes until they watch a movie and go, wow, that didn't make a lot of sense. So
yeah,
I understand why they did it, but choices. Everybody makes choices.
Yeah.
So favorite scene in the movie?
Favorite scene in the movie? Come back to me, I'll tell you.
Come back to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
When do you want? After which movie do you want us to come back to you?
Don't worry, we'll come back
after Ready Player One.
Okay, cool. Well, we're gonna move on to Isle of Dogs next. It was a huge cast, and boy, I could go on for hours just going on by the Edward Norton was in it, Bill Murray, Jeff Goldblum, Greta Gerwig. I mean, huge cast.
It's a Wes Anderson movie. They just like scrape up famous people.
They really he did amazing. Yoko Ono. I mean, does Yoko always do voiceovers? No, she's in stuff too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So wow. So I thought it was a great film. I mean, obviously, I like it. I love all films.
Yeah,
so.
Accurate.
And I'm trying to get everybody else to like them with me. So here they go. That's right. So it's about a group of dogs that attempt to help a boy with a piece of plane stuck in his head to find his dog.
Like you do. I mean, who hasn't run into that situation?
Okay, piece of plane. Can you elaborate just a little bit?
So he flies over to the Isle of Dogs to look for his dog, which has been exiled. All dogs in this area, in this place, have been exiled to Trash Island.
Why?
And so, why? Because there are cat people and dog people, and the cat people took over. And then there was some dog flu going on, and some dog cough and sneeze and stuff going on. And there was no cure, and so they didn't want it to spread too far, so they isolated all the dogs.
That's
so is this
sad.
an animated film, or is this live?
Yes, it's claymation. So
Adrian wouldn't
stop
like
motion,
it.
Really. Adrian wouldn't like it. You know, it wasn't that much clay, though, so it was stop motion, I guess, technically. And there was a lot of fur and other great things that just wasn't clay.
A lot of good texturing.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe like Box Trolls, because that wasn't all clay, was it?
I'm not sure.
Me neither.
I think it's probably stop motion.
Yeah, well, it's definitely
lots
stop
of texture.
Motion. Yeah.
A texture-y stop motion.
Just like Nightmare Before Christmas was stop motion, but not claymation.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
That's true.
No, that's cool. So, this aisle, what's the similarity to that? Because it feels like there's like this, they're trying to send a message.
Well, really, what it is I mean, it showed concentration camps with dogs and just like, it was insane. So it was just an island of dogs, and then so what happened? The boy kidnapped, stole a plane, flew it over, accidentally hit the wing on something, and then crash landed onto the island. And that's where he got a piece of the plane stuck in his head. Oh. And throughout the whole film, he has a piece of plane stuck in his head, and the dogs kind of question his sanity.
Well, what piece of the plane was it?
I don't know. It was some rod stuck in his head.
Nothing like having a rod in your head.
Yeah, nothing like that. So one of the cool things is it was definitely one of those out of the ordinary films, not only with the stop motion, because you don't see those a lot, but also the humans spoke in their native language, but only the dogs spoke English. Well, unless it was a human that was from the United States, and there were at least 3 of those, and they played the part of the interpreter. So while the mayor was speaking, he was speaking in his native tongue, Japanese, and then there was an interpreter in a screen right next to it, interpreting what he was saying, just like they would do at, say, the UN. Yeah. So it was pretty nifty. I liked how they did that. And then sometimes even the boy would just start talking, and nobody would know what he was saying unless you were Japanese, or at least knew the language, because I'm sure there are some 3rd or 4th generation.
I know no one that knows more than one language.
That's true. No one. I get it. Anyhow, so
our absentee podcast, our fellow podcaster Adrian, is trilingual.
He is trilingual.
He's amazing that way.
Yeah, he's good. He knows Spanish, the Spain version. Yeah.
Yeah, Castellano.
Yeah, and then, you're trilingual as well.
Yeah, just on days that end in Y, though.
Of course. Anyway, so I loved it. It was out of the ordinary. It was extraordinary. It was fun, and there was a few dog deaths. Just so you know.
Can't watch it.
You can. It's not that bad. I mean, at first,
sad face for Beth. I'm sorry.
Really, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Look at it as an emotional film for you. Then.
Well, then I have to watch it on like the one day every 7 months that I want to cry.
Well, you won't cry.
Well, now you have something to schedule in that day.
I won't.
Thanks.
And speaking of dogs, Penny and I got a dog yesterday.
I saw that.
And Jackie got a dog too.
Jackie got another dog.
Yeah. So we have 3 puppies in this house.
They're not puppies. They're dogs.
Well, Jim, every dog is a puppy. Baby dogs are dog babies. Deal with it.
They're not.
Yeah, they are.
Dogs.
You're such a pain in my butt sometimes, Jim.
Well, dude, I'm like...
you have to call everything by its proper name. Also, don't say animals, say animals.
Well, baby talking animals. I'm like, I don't even like baby talking humans.
Well, and there's a movie coming out with talking dogs. By the
Isle
way.
of Dogs?
Is it called Isle of Dogs? Exactly.
No. It's almost like...
You just walked into that steaming pile of
I
dog
sure did.
poo all on your own.
I walked into that pile of shaving cream. Be nice and clean. Sorry. Not a sponsor.
So I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yeah. Let's do this. Ready?
Hit it, player
1. Here we go. Hey, first of all, one of the lead actresses was in Thoroughbreds, also in Ready Player One.
Good job.
Yeah, I was watching the film going, I know that girl. Where do I know her from? And then it hit me somewhere in the third act. If there were acts. But it hit me. I thought,
you are so full of it tonight. Oh my gosh. And apparently Thoroughbreds is another movie where animals die. So if you are animal friendly, if you have a friend that's a member of PETA and not the people eating tasty animals version,
she plays the one that killed the horse.
Okay, yeah, spoilers. Good job there, buddy.
Well, no, it's not. Is it a spoiler? Because
yes, I didn't know there was a horse that died in Thoroughbreds. I know DJ is scared of horses.
DJ was happy. DJ was happy. He had all kinds of. Usually, DJ comes home and he says, "Oh, that was a great film." This time, he came home and he said, "That's a great film because," and I'm like, "Whoa." We're making breakthroughs. He's actually substantiating his claims.
Okay, well I have to say, maybe you shouldn't say that's the reason that it was a good movie, because I'm sure there was other reasons. And also, you're alienating people who like horses.
I don't want to do that, because there are more people that like horses. Because you want people to listen
to the show.
Right? See, but here's the thing. I never said what he said. I let you extrapolate that out. But that was one of the things that he said.
I just said what all I said about that was just that it was interesting, and that, well, I don't remember exactly what I said about that, but I'm sure it had nothing to do with really liking that idea. It was just something it was a thought that I had to throw out there.
He just doesn't like horses, and that's okay.
Yeah.
It was factoring. Anyway, so yes. I'm still Ready Player One.
Yes, Olivia Cook, she's the gal in that, and she plays Samantha in our Ready Player One.
Amazing.
Amazing. Anyway, so I loved it, just so you know. So if you're going to go, you're going to love it. And of course, I love everything by Steven Spielberg. So why?
You could have just said, I love everything, full stop.
I did. You know what? You're right. Because here's why I love Steven Spielberg stuff. He is the reason I wanted to get into the film industry, and he's the reason I did work on films.
Why?
Bonus.
Because I saw the movie E.T. when I was 7, and that movie made me say, "How do you make this stuff?" And that's why. Really, Beth? Really?
That makes me.
It's make your co-host. It must be make your co-host feel like crap day.
Right.
You guys, it's not like I'm young. I'm 35.
That's my goodness. That is true. I get you some Geritol, or can I send you something for, I don't know, what do you need?
Jim, shut up.
Not happening.
I know, I am fully aware.
So that's why I love the film, and there are so many Easter eggs in this film, and in case you don't know what an Easter egg is, it's just like
you need to watch it.
You just need to watch it, yeah. And there is an Easter egg you're supposed to go get, because that's what the film is about. But really, there's a lot of stuff from Steven Spielberg's work in the film that's just awesome.
It is littered with pop culture, absolutely littered. Everything from
Back to the Future, right out of the gate.
Yep. Bill and Ted's,
Jurassic Park.
Did anybody see the picture? Okay, I'm sorry. This is just a step to the left of what we're talking about. They posted a picture of Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves now in a phone booth, and they're talking about being closer than ever to a script for Bill and Ted Face the Music, which would be the third installment. Sorry, go ahead.
That would be awesome.
That would be cool.
And the only person missing would be George Carlin, who would have been a great choice. And I want to know who they would put as that
probably
role.
No one. They probably wouldn't have a Rufus.
No Rufus. So who would they use as
they would have to develop who replaces Rufus.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, though. Continue about Ready Player One. That was a derailment, and I apologize.
It's totally derailed. At least it was a movie derailment.
Ready Player One was really good because it showed that diversity among cultural classes, and then it talked about the AI interface that's going on and how it becomes people's reality and how they escape their crappy lives. Not that happens now.
Yeah, right? That's a new theme.
Yeah.
And then it talked about big corporations. I mean, there was a segment about big corporations that harness that need for all the alternative reality, and I'm gonna watch this movie again at least once.
Me too,
because there's so much in there.
Yeah.
I felt like I probably should have brought a pen and paper, but I'll just go watch it again instead. Maybe once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times, because there is a lot there.
There is. I mean, I've listened to a couple other podcasts, and they talk about this film too, and they're like, "I've got to see this again. There's so many." Well, actually, it wasn't a podcast. That was a blog. Somebody reviews movies, and so this person reviewed that film and said, I've got to see it again because I missed so many.
Right. Yeah, right. This
cool.
is not a movie to use Run P, not a sponsor, during. Just stay.
Yeah.
Just pinch it.
Yeah, I don't think I went out during that film. I don't remember.
No, you did not.
I was glued to my seat during that film.
I went out in the beginning of the movie.
You did. You missed some good stuff, too.
Yeah. I never leave the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so Ready Player One, you gotta see that.
Yeah.
Fabulous, total Spielberg movie. Just, I mean,
we were in
good stuff.
And we were in an audience with a lot of gamers, you could tell, and it wasn't just the funk smell in the air. It was, it was the
not
the,
all
the
gamers
reactions.
are stinky.
No, they're not. I'm just joshing there, but anyhow, yeah, no, it was great. They were cheering at the right times. They were like going "whoa" whenever something came out. It was cool to have the audience like a 4D version of the film. Although we didn't watch it in 3D because MoviePass doesn't do that
yet.
Not a sponsor.
But it was great. I mean, the audience was awesome. I really enjoyed
it. I'm not a big fan of the 3D. I don't know. Maybe yeah. I'm one-dimensional.
Well, I kind of want to see this one in 3D just because of all the animation that they have in the film.
Yeah. I hope you have a good time there.
I do. I think I will.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, Tyler Perry, did he...
Tyler Perry's Acrimony. I think that's how it's said. I'm pretty sure that's how it's said.
That's how it's said.
Ah, well, I loved this film just because of the way it was told. So I'm a big fan of the narrator, right? Yes. So this film has a narrator, and it's played by the character Melinda, who goes... I don't know if she goes crazy, but she sounds like she's pretty valid at the beginning. And as the story progresses, you find out, she is nuts. But she's not just nuts because of her own accord. She has 2 spinster sisters who aren't really spinsters because they all have boyfriends, and then they end up getting married and all that stuff.
That is the opposite of a spinster.
A spinster, I know, but they're really meddly. They meddle into this woman's business. So why don't you just say
meddling sisters?
Well, because it was fun to go in this circle.
Okay.
Anyway, I thought it was pretty cool that just by that story point, after the counseling appointment, because it's told through a counseling appointment, she's mandated to go to mandated.
Okay,
no.
You're jumping around really bad, and I'm having a hard time following you. So this is a story about a counselor.
Okay, this woman goes to court.
You got to tell us names because
this woman Melinda. We're gonna just talk about Melinda because she's the main character. Okay, Melinda goes to court for harassing her ex-husband.
Never happens in real life,
right? So the judge orders her to go to counseling.
Sweet.
And that's where this story takes place. She is telling the story to the counselor. After that meeting, though, is when the whole movie kind of fell apart a little bit and became unbelievable. And that's, I mean, you're going to have to see it to understand what I'm saying. But, I mean, it was still pretty good. It left a really cool message. And the audience, there were a couple of ladies sitting behind us that would just, whenever something happened, like at first they were on Melinda's side and they were like, oh yeah, he is that way. You need him to do that. And they were like all going crazy. Like the sisters were encouraging her to be this crazy lady. Mm. Then when they find out, oh, she really is kind of going nuts. Now they're on the ex-husband's side going, oh no.
These are the audience members behind you.
They are. These are the audience members. It was so cool. I'm like, I want these ladies to come to every movie so I can hear them just go on about the film and just go, you do. Oh, don't you dare do that. Oh, he did that to you? Don't you? Oh, so awesome.
So, what does acrimony even mean?
You know, here's the cool thing about this film. It throws up the definition of the word at the very beginning of the film.
Awesome.
Bitterness then it throws up ill feeling.
Yes. And it starts off like that. And then it moves on to other words that also mean ire and just angry and unforgiving and all these other words that they pop up in the film. It's almost like different stages of different acts of the film, basically. So
that's awesome.
And it's all labeled that way. It's pretty neat. I really enjoyed it. I think that you should go see it.
Cool.
Even though the end falls apart.
I may actually go see that because my current law practice, I'm splitting like the family law piece off, and I'm having another attorney handle those.
Good idea.
But my goodness, I love a strong judge that orders stuff that you're like, it's probably really not going to help, but yeah, way to just make a point there, Your Honor.
Right? Yeah.
So no, that your explanation was excellent, and the fact that it's called acrimony, and I used the word acrimony in my last family law appearance.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
I used actually acrimoniously.
Oh my gosh, big word.
And the judge like pulled his glasses down and looked over the top of them at me and smiled. Anyways,
very cool. Okay, well,
so Beth, favorite scene for Wrinkle in Time.
Yeah.
I got distracted by you guys. I didn't have to think about it.
We can be distracting.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So keep going.
Well, I'm going to have to tell you my favorite scene in that was the scene with Galifianakis.
Yeah.
Did I say that right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Zach.
Yeah.
With
yeah.
What was it? Happiness?
No. It was crud. No,
what was his character name?
Happy Medium.
Happy Medium.
That's what it medium. Is. And I think that I'm never on a happy medium. I'm always on the happy side.
I've seen you on.
True.
Yeah, I've seen you there.
Well, yeah, but more times than normal. People,
yeah,
I guess you
the
could
preponderance
say.
of evidence is that you're more often than not happy.
Yeah.
My favorite was the struggle between the sister and the brother.
That makes sense.
And where the love like breaks through and the little brother comes back. That was my favorite. And that's not my MO. It's not the sappy transition thing, but that was really cool. So, if I may, I actually saw an older George Clooney movie.
Oh.
And it was amazing. I'm like, watch this. It's George Clooney. It could be bad, but it's George Clooney. It'll be fun. And it was called Up in the Air. And it was about a guy who works for a company that goes and lets people go after corporate downsizing and things like that. And he has this whole spiel where he's like, look, I'm really sorry. Here's the packet. Here's your severance.
Are you listening to the soundtrack of The Greatest Showman?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm sorry you heard that in the background. It is playing in the background in the living room while we're in the dining room recording. Right. Yes.
Yeah, so if you guys hear that, it's ambience music.
Yes.
That's all.
Yeah.
So George Clooney flies around the country basically letting people go from their corporate jobs that they've been at for years and years, and like gets to see all of the emotions that go into it, and the anger, the relief, the heartbreak, the despair, all of that. And then this young, more innovative, and I'm trying to remember her name. She played Anna Kendrick. Had a great role. She followed her boyfriend out to Omaha to be part of this company that George Clooney was with.
Oh, terrible idea.
Right? And
sorry, Omaha.
Yeah. So she says, "Hey," to the CEO, I'm assuming, or president or whatever, says, "Hey, I got this idea. Why don't we use technology and just let people go on a screen-to-screen basis? We don't have to look them in the face. It'll save money on all kinds of things, blah, blah, blah." And he's like, "Yeah, that'll work." And George Clooney's like, "No way, no how, never going to work." So he takes Anna Kendrick out into the field to try to prove his point. And his theory on life is I'm gonna rack up 1,000,000 miles because I'm flying all over the place. I'm gonna live my life. My home is only a stopover. Nothing ties me down. When he runs into this lady who it seems has the same thing going on, and they hook up, and he starts falling for her. Well, he has the series of events where he ends up at his niece's wedding, and the fiance, the bride, gets cold feet, and he talks him back into it. And he's like, he's realizing, man, I really want some stability. So he goes to track down this lady, the hookup lady, and she opens the door to her suburban Chicago home, sees her 2 children, runs by, hears her husband talking to her in the background, and she's like, "Oh no, this is not happening." And then they shoot forward a couple scenes later where they meet up again, and she just basically tells him, "You're my booty call for when I'm out on the road." So he comes full circle, ends up saying, life is about finding someone to be with, and being home every once in a while is not a bad gig. And the video screen thing, yeah, probably not a bad idea. Anna Kendrick ends up going to another company to do what she really wanted to do because her boyfriend she followed to Omaha dumped her.
Omaha. Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I thought it was an interesting film. I probably would not watch it again, but I watched it.
You watched it?
I watched it.
Good. Very cool. What was your favorite scene?
I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk about something we've been watching on the Netflix.
Who's we?
Penny and I.
Oh.
Yeah. So we're watching a film called Episodes, and it's a comedy. It's like a 26-minute episode or so.
So is it a film or a TV show?
Well, it's a TV show. So I consider it a film because we binge watched the darn thing. So we've seen, and the episodes there's only 6. Well, in each season there's about 6 to 9 episodes depending on which season you're watching. Yeah. So a great show about two writers in England have a hit show, number 1 show for like 4 years, and some Hollywood producer sees them at an award show, has never seen the show, but wants to hire them for their network in the United States. Hires them to do that show in the United States, but then because of the weird Hollywood types that are there, the whole show changes completely. First, it's like a boarding school with the professor as the main character, or the Grand Master guy is the main character. And by the time it gets to the United States and everybody changes everything, it's about a hockey team and a hockey coach.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So, and it's not even the same show at all that was the plan. So it's the show. It's basically a show about making a show, which I think is kind of hilarious. It has Matt LeBlanc playing himself, the guy from Friends, Joey, and they reference that show all the time because
I'm sure they do.
That's the character, I guess, and how he's not done anything since, and he's on this terrible show called Pucks now, and Pucks is the show about the hockey coach.
Got it.
Anyway, the two people from England just think all Americans are kind of crazy at this point. Yeah. So we're in the fourth episode. It is TVMA, and that's because there's a lot of...
And that doesn't mean television martial arts.
Right. No, it's mature because they deal with a lot of... They don't really show nudity, but they talk about sex a lot. So, and I guess for some reason people in Hollywood must need that.
It's pretty much like middle school and high school in America.
Basically. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, there's a breakup between the two writers that are married, and then they show how that happened. Then they show them getting back together, and then the breakup again, and then other people breaking out. It's so like a big TMZ episode. Anyway, It's called Episodes. It's actually quite funny.
Cool.
Go see it.
Go see it.
Not with your kids, though.
Go to your Netflix and see it.
Go to your Netflix and see it. Yeah.
Go all the way to your handheld device or other...
Or your TV.
Yes.
Or your computer. I was watching something on Netflix, if anyone wants to hear about it.
We do.
We do.
They just released the second season of Santa Clarita Diet.
Oh, I love that show.
Which is hysterical. I've been laughing at it for the past, 4 hours we've been watching it.
Oh, wow.
And they're half-hour episodes, so...
so you're almost through the season.
I am. It's absolutely binge-worthy. For those of you who don't know what it's about, Drew Barrymore and her husband are realtors, and one day she just gets awful sick in this house she's showing and throws up everywhere, and then she dies and becomes a zombie. Basically, she's undead, and the whole gist of the show is that she and her husband are trying to, make it work while being undead and working a full-time job and trying to figure out how to cure her if that's even possible, and personality changes when you become undead. So it's very funny, and if you guys are into zombies, or if you're not, if you're just into laughing, I fully recommend Santa Clarita Diet.
Laughing is good. It releases endorphins.
It's true.
The third season of Better Call Saul is out too.
There's a laugher.
Yeah, I started watching it, and I've ended up getting pulled away from that. I think now 3 times, so I'll probably have to stay late at work and watch it.
That's the thing.
I'm telling you. I am absolutely telling you. I started watching this crazy documentary called Wild Wild Country on Netflix about a guy named... last name is Rajneesh, and he started a movement / cult in India, and ended up moving to northeastern Washington in a place called Antelope. And I was totally getting into this because it was talking about the spiritual side of things and how to find balance, and there's no race, there's no difference in ethnicity, everyone is there and they're a spiritual being, blah blah blah. And then got into total violent sex orgy thing, and I'm like, dude, you just ruined the whole thing.
That's a real bummer when those cultists go the wrong way.
Well, man, it was feel good. It was total feel good, but yeah, yeah, I don't know.
I'm sorry that was ruined for you.
They always got to go in there do stupid stuff. It's like it goes away from like the purity of what they're doing. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, that was good. I finished a series called Valor.
Oh.
About 2 special operations Army Ranger helicopter pilots, and that was it was okay. It was I'm not DJ, so I'm not going to say it was a good film. It was an okay film.
There you go.
There was a lot of predictability, a lot of good stories in there, some heartbreak, some action, people dealing with life crap. So it was good. What do you got? Oh, next week. I can't wait for what's coming out next week.
Next week, yes. Blockers.
Not that one.
No.
I'm tired of the Blockers commercial, which invades everything I watch on YouTube or on demand. I'm pretty over the commercial. Yeah, they need to... Wow. Don't they know that if they show too much of the trailer over and over and over again, that you're not going to want to go see the movie just on principle?
Well, maybe they're going after a different crowd that likes the repetitive thing, so you'll be sitting in a theater full of people with autism.
Or like DJ, who likes that. Yeah,
well, I think DJ may have a little bit of autistic characteristics.
I don't know about that. I've never been diagnosed, but we'll see.
He goes and gets Double Stamp Tuesday froyo every week, so I
love that.
Ritualistic behavior.
Yeah. Or maybe he just likes froyo.
I do like froyo, and I like getting discounts. Double Stamps gives me the discount.
I have to give him a little bit of a hard time about Double Stamp Tuesdays.
I think it's funny.
I can set my watch to it. My Apple Watch to it, as a matter of fact.
On Tuesdays.
Not a sponsor.
That's right.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Neither is Double Stamp Tuesday.
No. But, and so, Beth, like I said, have you gone to see the Sherlock Gnomes yet?
No.
Because I'm telling you.
Dude, if I didn't go see Ready Player One, I didn't go see Sherlock Gnomes. Yes, I got the text message that you sent me that said it's very funny and that I will like it. But the thing is, I have very strict budgeted time for movies, and that didn't make the cut this week. I'm sorry.
I know.
I totally feel you, because every night I'm leaving the office, I'm like, I'm going to go see a film tonight. And then I'm like, I got to finish this one thing. I can get this done. And it's 9 o'clock. I'm like, I'm not going to go to a movie at 10 and try to do this again tomorrow at 4 or 5 or 6.
Right.
Yeah. It's like,
so I'm sorry, but no, I have not viewed Sherlock Gnomes. I'm sorry. I know that you'll want to disown me and toss me off the show, but...
No, not true. That's not true. But anyway...
That's not what he was saying earlier.
My point was, that's just another one of those trailers that kept going and going and going.
Oh, my God.
But luckily, though, to my dismay, the trailer had nothing to do... Well, it had a little bit to do with the film, but,
But it was
only
misleading?
One thing was in the film. All the rest of that stuff made the cutting room floor.
Here's the question. Was it No Ship Sherlock?
No. They didn't even say that. I was so
surprised
sad.
DJ liked the movie at all. Because he was waiting for that joke so hard.
I really was waiting for that joke. I was sitting there going... and as soon as that scene came up with the tree, I was on the chair going...
He's like, they're going to say it! They're going to say No Ship Sherlock! And they didn't do it?
No ship.
Oh, shame.
There was no ship.
There was no ship, Sherlock.
Oh my gosh. A red herring, if you will.
His soul was crushed.
Oh, you have no idea.
Oh my goodness.
You have no idea.
Yeah. I'm so
Came
sorry.
home, he said, that was a fabulous film.
Because everything's
Nothing
fabulous.
from the trailer made it there but one thing, and I can't even remember what it was, but...
Yeah. Oh no, the after the squirrel scene, when Sherlock was acting like a rear end, that was in there.
Of course.
That was the only one.
Of course, the booty shaking
Mankini?
Well, he didn't even reference Mankini at that point. In the trailer he did, but he didn't.
No, not the Mankini part. The part where he's shaking his butt and she's like, yep, you look like a rear end, all right.
Yep, exactly.
So Blockers, I'm drawing a blank here. Maybe I'm not watching the right...
No, Blockers is the parents
the kids have the virginity or the losing their virginity pact.
The sex pact,
yeah.
So
no, I'm good.
Yeah,
I have seen that an inordinate amount of times.
They do play that a lot.
I think the Latin version of that is ad nauseum. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to see Chappaquiddick.
I remember,
and that's out next week.
I love that political thing. What are you talking about?
You don't like political stuff.
Oh man, I am an addict.
Double true.
There you go. He's such an addict. He listens to NPR almost 24 hours a day.
Oh my gosh, I can't
listen to 24 hours anymore.
No,
I can't do it.
You know what? I've had to. That's my first step. I recognize, and my second step is to cut back on NPR.
There you go.
Because I find myself yelling at the
show when you're yelling at the radio, you can't. I mean, poor Terry Gross. What did she do to you?
Right. David Green, you're wrong.
My neighbors. Hi, Rizal, you jerk.
With our paper thin walls, come over late at night because they're stuck there late, and they go, dude,
calm down.
Who's David Green?
That show was syndicated this morning, bro. He can't hear you.
No, but yeah. Anyways, so what movies are we looking forward to seeing in the future, DJ?
Well, I'm looking forward to the 40th anniversary of Grease.
Oh, that's my mom and dad's first date.
Oh no!
Oh my goodness!
Wow! Are you going to tell your mom about this one?
Oh yeah, we'll probably go see it.
There you go. Very cool. So I'm looking forward to
my dad.
Don't. Yeah. Oh dear.
Yeah, that would be awkward.
Oh no, it's not weird. He lives in another city. He lives in San Francisco, so that'd be a long commute just for a movie.
Maybe you guys can watch it the same showtime or something.
Oh, there you go. When does it come out?
That comes out. I'm not exactly sure.
Get my hopes up and then no information.
He's just scrolling through and picking crap.
He's just all. I like Grease.
Sorry, I meant that comes out next Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Why on a Sunday? Probably because that's when its release, original release date.
Anniversary.
Yeah. The other thing that I'm not sure I want to see because I have not seen the first one.
Oh goodness.
Super Troopers 2.
I will view it. You don't have to.
Oh, okay.
I love that movie so much.
Well, I kind of want to see the first one now, so I can catch up to see.
You should. You would laugh, but there's a lot of adult themes in there that you might not think are good. So it's not rated G, honey.
Watch episodes. You'll see what I'm talking.
I'm you okay watch with Deadpool. You can handle it.
Yeah, Deadpool's hilarious, you
should definitely watch it. I laughed my butt off.
And I just saw the newest trailer just recently of that. It was pretty funny too.
Deadpool or Super Troopers?
Deadpool. I haven't seen the trailer for Super Troopers yet.
Oh man, it's funny.
Is it?
They did a Kickstarter campaign to fund it.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm actually now I'm interested because I like that. I like the backstory.
I'm not 100% sure you'd like it, Jim.
Give me a little synopsis.
Okay, so the first one is about, I believe, what state is it? It's one of the ones way up by the Canadian border. But the state troopers, the kind of like the CHP of the state, are idiots. In
North Dakota?
No. But hold on, I'll look it up. Just because
I did see the trailer. So there's a little town. They redraw the map of the United States and Canada border, and it just so happens this little town ends up on the United States side, and so these Canadian troopers are now required to abide by the United States laws. And they have another trooper that's trying to be like the head boss of the Canadians, So, and I think it's like a joint custody type of thing of this land.
So the point in the first one was that these Vermont state troopers were, wild and crazy. They did goofy stuff, playing pranks on people, and they got caught up in a drug smuggling operation, and they saved the day because, that's what it is. But in the first one, they're super against the city police, so they're always going against the police versus the state troopers. It's a really funny movie.
I think that I may actually have seen that movie.
It is entirely possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been around for several years now.
Right. Yeah, it has, and I don't think I've seen it. But the part 2, the trailer I saw made me think, I should see this. So I don't think Penny's interested, but we'll see.
She'll go to the movie with you anyway.
She will.
That's true. She's very helpful that way.
Well, lastly, I want to talk, or at least mention, Fantastic Beasts: The Crime of Grindelwald.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Fantastic Beasts. That was the movie that we watched the day that I thought I failed the bar the third time.
Yes.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
And I can't remember a damn thing about it.
You were stressed out.
Because I was so crapped out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
okay, so
now,
here's the sequel.
Here's the sequel, yeah, hopefully.
The sequel to the movie you saw that you don't remember because you were high on stress.
I was so numb.
Yeah. Well, if you need to catch up, try it again. It is on our Apple products.
It is a Harry Potter style film, a Harry Potter universe film. Yeah.
It's a Harry Potter prequel.
It's the universe that it takes place in. So.
And we saw this trailer just recently.
When does this Fabulous Beast or whatever?
November 16th.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
He's just excited because new movies.
I am. When I see these trailers, I'm like, I want to talk about this.
Dude, are you aware that
there's going to be a Star Wars movie in the year 2026? Yes. Oh my gosh. And another Rocky.
No. Oh God, I hope not.
Good Lord.
Seriously, between now and then, like 500 movies that are big, like movies that you want to see are coming out, and you're just like, here's a Christmas movie. Everybody, pencil it in.
Right?
Well, I talk about when the trailers come out, so I figured, if they're willing to put the trailer out now, why not talk about it now? And then...
Well, they're teasers.
Has it occurred to you that maybe they're like, I hope this movie isn't the biggest piece of crap that we think it is. So we better start getting people interested now.
No, it's because they want to make as much money as possible, and people are losing their bananas over the new trailer.
They are. Okay.
Whether it's a piece of garbage or not, they're marketing it the way they want to market it because they know they can make $1 billion.
Right.
And if it's any consolation to you, I have just made sure I didn't do anything that's in 2019. All these are being released this year.
I am so proud.
I did draw a line.
Oh my god!
Line is drawn.
But they're in next week's show notes.
An IEP goal I've ever heard out of your mouth. You gave yourself an IEP goal.
I did, and there it is. I have successfully conquered this.
Hey, you've met the goal.
Yes,
we're gonna have to ump the ante now.
Well, let's not go there because I don't want to.
He's got to work on that more than once for it to get the right achievement.
Spoiler. We're gonna get you a spoiler goal next year.
Ooh. Well, I won't talk about horses as much if I don't have to.
I'm so sorry that you hate horses that much, dude. I don't get it.
I don't really hate them. They just scare me to death.
Honey, I have known you a long time.
That's true.
I am calling horse poo on that.
Oh, dear.
He does not like horses because they scare him, which I understand. They're really big.
Scare me.
But I have never met anybody who's so anti-horse in my life. It's like horses and ghosts. He doesn't like either of them.
What about a ghost that's a horse?
Oh, no.
A horse ghost.
You know,
we had this conversation on InsaneCast like 10 years ago.
We did, and Sleepy Hollow, I think, might have attributed to something like that. This big, scary horse.
He's blinking really heavily right now. He's blinking so hard that, oh my
He's
gosh.
He's trying to ventilate so he doesn't have a stroke.
Oh, dear.
Oh, my goodness.
DJ, breathe in.
Yes.
Breathe out.
Dude, you need to use the Breathe app on your watch.
I do. Oh my!
I'm gonna go get him a paper sack real quick.
Thanks.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, with that being said, I think it's time for our thank yous.
Thank you for listening.
Yes. You've been listening to Thanks for Watching. First of all. Yes, and for those of you listening to us on YouTube, I haven't even mentioned what we're on. We're on Stitcher, which is a podcast media. We're on Castbox. We're on
YouTube,
iTunes. We're on YouTube. We are on Casts. I guess that's an app that you can. We're on Overcast. It's just not that cloudy on that.
I was going to say we're in the weather.
Right. And then we're also on Google Play. I mean, you can listen to us on anything you want.
You cannot escape us. Do you hear me?
That's true. Whoa. We're like the ocean movies. We're just going to keep on going.
Right. Rolling in.
Or the Star Wars movies. There's a contract. Weird Al sang it best, you know.
So, thanks for watching.
Yes.
We'd like to thank first the audience.
Yes.
You, the listener.
Thank you for listening. And I know you're listening because I see you. I see you boosting our numbers.
We would like to thank Josh Struthers.
Yes, thank you, Josh Struthers. And I know you're listening because I've seen the numbers.
And Big Checho.
And I know you're listening because...
And Keen Louie.
Brandon Genovese.
Also,
thank you very much.
Jimmy Harris.
That's right. Yes. And Beth Levine, because she's listening.
Yes, I'm so grateful you're on the show.
And poor Penny. Beautiful Penny.
Adrian Rondo, thank you. Even though you're not on the show this week, I know you'll be here.
He's got stuff going on.
He's got
a hiatus.
He has a hiatus.
Jimmy said. Nope. No. Just keep going. Pretend that never happened.
Special thanks to Jackie Harris and Penny McGee. Thank you all. Every one of you. You make this show possible, and I'm grateful for that. All right.
I love you guys.
Later, taters.
And cut!